Howdy folks, it's your old mate DP, and in this video I'm going to give you some key actions that you can take right now to prevent player injuries in Football Manager 2023. I've gathered some clips from our awesome Twitch save, The Wizard of Oz, full of tips, strategies and techniques that you can use to keep your players fit and thriving for the length of your save. A healthy team is a winning team. So hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you don't miss anything happening on this channel. And in the meantime, let's kick things off, hand everything over to Past DP and fix all your broken players. First things first, in your training schedule, after every single match, you'll see a recovery session, and then these will usually be blank. So this one will be rest, and that'll be rest. In that first rest, you want to go up here and put in a match review. It's totally free. It increases your team cohesion and your tactical familiarity, helps your team out, doesn't cost you in terms of fitness or fatigue or anything else. The other thing you want to do, if you've got fixture congestion, put in recovery every day somewhere, even if it's in the afternoon. You do recovery because it greatly reduces injury risk, reduces fatigue, increases condition and happiness, also slightly reduces sharpness. But compare that to rest. Rest greatly reduces fatigue, increases condition and happiness, but reduces your team cohesion, so you lose your gains from your match review, and greatly reduces match sharpness. If they're not sharp, they're not playing as well, they're not as tuned in. But also, injury risk, rest doesn't help. Rest, if anything, increases the risk of injury because the team aren't working together as well and they're not as match sharp. Recovery is better, but you need more of it to get the same fatigue reduction as you do from rest. So you spread it out over the week. You don't need it every single day, but a couple of times a week. And during fixture congestion, yeah, you probably want it after the match and before the next one at some point. And we've been doing this all season because, bloody hell, for as long as we can remember here, like, look at the schedule. All through December and January, we were playing 3 games a week all through this. It got no better in February. There was an international break here, but April's been insane again, and May, again, isn't much better. So that's one thing. Match review and recovery, super important. If the players you've got who are injured in your squad, you may have seen me do it with Dontai Gervin not too long ago. We're going to do it for Bradley Barry right now. They'll start with your red injury. There's nothing you can do there. They just need to rest. The doctors need to look after them, blah, 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 blah. Once they turn orange, and they've got that little orange inch, go to their profile, go to development, go to training, and in your additional focus, you should see the option. You'll only have it when they're in the orange for general rehab. Select that, set it for the next month. I let my assistant handle all the training because I don't care. It's super boring. So maybe you've got more control than I do, but just set it for the month. Once they're not injured anymore and they're back in training, the assistant will set it to whatever he wants. But you set it to general rehab, especially if it's a long-term injury. So for, I don't know, a defender, let's say it's a neck injury or a shoulder injury or a back injury, their bravery might drop massively if it happens during a challenge or something like that. Putting them into general rehab helps minimize the decrease in attributes and ability from the injury, and also reduces the chance of a recurrence. So especially if a player's had the same injury multiple times in a season, do the general rehab, might put a stop to it. The other factor, of course, is if you look at their report and they're injury prone, and it'll tell you down here, it'll show an injury thing and tell you, like, they're prone to injury, not much you can do. In that case, they're probably just going to break. But if you've got a lot of injuries, then yeah, doing that helps. The other thing you can do is go up to rest up here. If you're getting heaps of injuries, and you can set intensity to physio recommendation. I don't do this because when you do, he can automatically send players on holiday who need one, which is probably a good thing, but usually it'll be your best players who are playing every single game who you want to keep around. And he might send them on holiday for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. You don't want that. Whenever you can, rotate your squad. Give players a rest. 1 game, maybe 2 games if you can swing it, or if that's just not possible and you need them, start someone else, keep them on the bench and just give them 20 minutes at the end. They can come on as an impact sub and maybe make a difference. You might need to wear some crap results. Obviously, always best to rotate your squad against weaker opponents who are further down the table and not as good as you, if possible. If you're the weaker opponent, rotate your squad in games you know you're not going to win. Like, if you're, I don't know, if you're Crystal Palace, rotate your squad when you play your Manchester Uniteds, your Liverpools. I nearly said Tottenham. You get what I mean. So yeah, big team, rotate against weaker teams. Weak team, rotate against bigger teams, because you're not banking on those points anyway. Anything you get out of it is gravy. And through rotation, you can find some gems and get really surprised. One of our best defenders this season, Ricardo Reina, averaging a 7, averaging a 7.21 for the season, which is better than Leo Ballack. More often than not, Leo Ballack starts. Reina's outperformed in this season. And there you have it, folks. All the tips you need to keep your players fit, healthy, and winners. You're welcome. If you dug that, if you found it helpful, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And if I've missed anything, leave a comment down in the YouTube thingy. And come and join us on Twitch for the Wizard of Oz, because it is absolutely awesome. Until next time, I'll see you next time. Say hi to your mum for me and be good. If you can't be good, don't get caught.